Today's episode of the Outline Podcast is brought to you by Audible. Audible is offering the listeners of this podcast 1 free month and 1 free audiobook. You can redeem this by going to www.audibletrial.com/outlinepod. Once again, to get your free audiobook and 30 days free, go to www.audibletrial.com/outlinepod. This episode is also brought to you by Vinyl Me Please, the best record of the month club ever. With your membership, you get exclusive LPs, original art prints, custom cocktail recipes, and access to tons of member exclusives. You can join by going to www.joinvmp.com/outlinepod. Let's start the show!
The outline, with Kevin Dwayne, the outline, with Kevin Dwayne, this is the outline, with Kevin Dwayne, Kevin Dwayne, with Kevin Dwayne.
The audacity of these niggas. Early September at that. One Friday morning, I am laying in bed and my phone goes off. And, you know, it's one of the special apps, particularly jacked because that's the only one I actually use when I use them. I like melanin, you know? So it's this guy, and it's someone who doesn't live in Atlanta. He was very attractive. I thought. He unboxed his pictures. He was like, hey, what's good with you? And I'm just like, oh, no, just chilling, you know, about to start working, probably an hour or so. What's good with you? He's like, oh, well, I'm visiting for my birthday, and I just was checking you out. I never know what to say when people say that, you know, just checking you out. I always crack up when people say that because it's so dated. But whatever, I digress. He was like, oh, just checking you out. I thought you looked really, really good, and your picture, saying what's up. And I was just like, oh, thank you. You know, you don't look too bad yourself, which is also very surprising because a lot of the people that hit me up, mud ducks. I swear to God, like, I don't know what punishment I am receiving. I don't know what I've done in a past life, but the people that are attracted to me, I'm not always feeling the other way. And that doesn't always happen. There are some wins, but for the most part, man, I feel like I'm in a terrible rom-com of 98. Like, it's not fun. Anyway, so we're going back and forth, and he just keeps complimenting me. And I'm like, well, listen, you're visiting. So there's only one thing that's going to happen from this interaction. And I feel like we're going to have some birthday sex. It's your birthday, not mine, but hey, you know, let's go ahead and handle that. And I believe I said birthday head because he was just complimenting me. I said, you know what? Flattery will get you everywhere. So how about I go ahead and hook that up for you? And he was just like, bet. The nigga was like 0.6 away, so not far at all. So in like the next 45 minutes, he was here. Came over. We're chilling on my couch because even with like hookups, I still like to chat a little bit. I feel like you still need to know who you're about to do some shit with. And that's just my opinion. It's hard for me to just go from door to bed. It doesn't quite work. And I perform a lot better when I have a sense of who you are, okay? So we start chatting, and I learned a little bit about him. I learned that, you know, he was from Mississippi, but currently living in, like, D.C. or some shit like that. And we're just going back and forth about what we do and, you know, just having a cool little vibe. And that set the mood. So after that, we went ahead and, you know, got it cracking. You know, we started off with it was supposed to be oral, you know? So I was just like, cool, well, let me do what I do, you know? So handled that real quick. And, you know, nice little moment. It was nice. It was nice. And he was like, you know what? Like, what's good? Can I, you know, hook you up too? I said, you sure the fuck can. I mean, it's your birthday. You should have cake. So we start doing that. That start feeling real good, right? So after all of this, I decided to go ahead and upgrade him to the deluxe package and say, let's just go ahead and fuck, because this is just going very well. And I feel like we need to do that too. So, grab that good old condom and lube, and we got to it. And it was some bomb ass sex. Like, man, so fucking good. Like, the sexual chemistry was A1, and that made the sex super, super good. And it's just, good dick is never local. I don't know what that is. Like, it's just not local. Like, it always have to be a visiting ass nigga. Because I had some good ass sex with a hurricane evacuee when Irma was here. So they don't live here either. It's never local. I don't get that. Like, it always has to be some complicated ass shit. But I digress. So we had some good sex or whatever. After it was over, he was just like, man, that was dope as fuck. If I'm ever in Atlanta again, I definitely want to link. And I'm like, yeah, for sure. Let me know. He went about his business. I guess he was celebrating his birthday in his hometown, Mississippi. Cool. No problem. He disappears. That's that, Fast forward to about 3 weeks ago. Yeah, about 3 weeks ago. I deleted my Jacked because, well, not my account. What I do is I delete my picture and I delete the app off my phone. So it makes me disappear for a while because, anybody who's on the apps know it can be kind of like addicting checking it all day, and it's also annoying, and it can be very, very negative because all the profiles, people are mean, you kind of see the same niggas over and over again. But then, you get horny again and you pick back up and say to yourself, like, okay, let me see what's going on with these local niggas. Cool. So I deleted it, and it's been maybe like a week and some change. So one Friday, I believe it was a Friday. Yep, it was another Friday. I decided to hop back on really quick, and I noticed I had all these messages from him. He's like, hey, what's good? Where are you? Like, I'm in town. I want to see you, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, shit. And I noticed that he left his phone number. He's like, I hope you see this. Call me. And I'm just like, oh, shit. I can get some dick today. So I then text him and say, hey, what's up, man? I'm just seeing your message. Sorry, I delete the app from time to time. He's like, oh, no problem. What's good with you? And I was like, oh, nothing, just working. It was a Friday. I was like, just get my reports done and shit, but that's about it, what's good with you? He's like, well, actually, I just got into it with my cousin, so it looks like I'm probably going to be hitting it back home real soon. I was like, oh, shit, well, that sucks. I'm like, so you about to leave right now? He was all like, it's going to be soon. I'm just like, well, do you maybe want to chill a little bit? Because I was like, listen, I was reminiscing on the last time. And I was like, fuck, like, I need that. Let's go ahead and, come through. Before you hit the road, hit this. Let's do this real quick. So he's like, well, I haven't really showered yet, so that's kind of awkward. And I'm really trying to leave because things are heated right now. I said, nigga, you can use my shower. There's no cost to that. Like, that's okay. He's like, okay, cool. Are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. Like, that's fine. Like, we about to fuck. Like, you can use my shower. I'd prefer you to be clean. I didn't say that, but, I'd prefer you to be, wash your ass. So he comes over and, we hug, like, hey, how you been? And we kind of play catch up or whatever. And turns out he had a series of bad luck when he went back home. And even the story made me be like, oh, shit. Like, yikes. Like, he had I'm not going to go into details, but he had a series of shit happen to him when he went back home. And I was like, God damn. Well, that sucks. So, we're just chilling for a minute. Like, it ended up being like, just watching TV, watching music videos, and just kicking it, talking and about his next steps and, whatever. Then we fucked. And then that was better than the last time. Oh my God. Like, it was a fucking one. Like, I mean, bodily fluids, lube, everywhere. Like, we fucked. Like, it was so fucking good. And you always think to yourself, when sex is that good, there's going to be something. Why does good sex not come, like, why is it never sold separately from the bullshit? It always comes in a bundle, and I don't need that bundle, but whatever. So we had some bomb ass sex, and once again, he stayed and kicked it a little bit more. In that time, he was able to, reach out to his cousin and be like, okay, we're going to at least talk about it. So it's good that I stayed. So, we chilled, and then he left, So I was like, dope, enjoy. Hope everything works out for you. Once again, thinking to myself, okay, cool. I got to get it real quick before he goes back, to DC, cool. Maybe I want to say like 5 or 6 days later, I was on the app and I noticed that he was still 0.6 away. I'm like, oh, this nigga is still in town. Like, fuck, we could have been, getting it in. But, it's not my nigga. I don't own the dick. That's fine. He don't own me. It's fine. I get it. But still, so I'm still going to reach out, though. So I text him. I'm like, hey, you still in town? He was like, yeah, I'm still here. He was all like, I thought I told you that I was going to try to, move out here. And I was just like, I don't remember that, but that's what's up. Do what you got to do. I know you got a lot of shit going on and, you're trying to figure it out. He's like, yeah, yeah, I'm gonna try to find a job out here while I'm out here, since I gotta start over any fucking way. I'm like, okay, that's dope. I hope that works out for you. Besides, I could always use local dick, whatever. Thinking about me. Whatever. So I was like, well, shit, I wish I would have known you were still here. We could have been smashing all week. Like, shit, whatever. He was like, right. He's like, we're gonna get up soon. We're gonna get up soon. I'm like, okay, cool. So that was like maybe a week later, So then another week goes by. And then one morning I wake up and I'm like, you know what? I was again horny. I think it's my libido. Since I've like lost weight and the yoga and the veganism, man, like I am horny all the fucking time. Like more than normal. I'm already a pretty horny nigga, but now I feel like it's more than it needs to be. Like it's like fuck, like I'll bust a nut and then think I'm good, and then 15 minutes later I'll be like, yeah, I can go for another one. Yep, I can do that again. And then that would like dick be raw than a motherfucker, like just hurting. Like it's crazy right now, but whatever. So one Monday morning I wake up. This is about, I want to say, almost 2 weeks ago. Yeah, about 2 weeks. I wake up and I was like, fuck it. I'm kind of going through and I'm like, who can I fuck? Like, how is this going to work out? It was one of those situations where I didn't want to use technology. I'm like, I don't want to jack off. I want some action, some action. So I hit him up and I'm direct as fuck. I'm like, hey, what's good with you this morning? I'm trying to get up, And first of all, he didn't text me back for like 3-4 hours. And then he was like, oh, my bad, dude. I was asleep. I was like, oh, yeah, I was hitting you up because I was trying to fuck, Now I said just that. He was like, oh, I feel that, bro. He was all like, oh, we'll get up soon. And I don't know. Something about that didn't sit well with me. I was just like, soon? Like, nigga, you came back and you were like hitting me up like crazy as fuck. Like you literally sent me hella messages, left your phone number, and it's never taking you more than 10 minutes to get your ass over here. And now you hit me with the soon. I'm like, okay, no problem. Like, once again, this ain't my nigga. So I can't, it is what it is. But I was like, I'm not going to stress you out about no dick, because one thing about good dick is there's no shortage of good dick. It's not always local, and sometimes you gotta do some shit to get it, but there's no shortage of it. So I don't sweat niggas. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna fall back a little bit because I feel like this is about to be a game and I don't want to play it. Cool. And no promises, no expectations. So in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I get it. He's visiting Atlanta. There is plenty to do here, and I mean fucking. So he's probably sampling the platters and doing his thing. That's completely fine. I'm cool with that. But I'd rather just be like, oh yeah, no, I'm good, rather than don't hit me with the soon, because nigga, I'm horny now. And my heavy ass balls don't want to hear about no fucking soon. I want to fuck now. So I was like, okay, let me fall the fuck back. And do my thing, fuck other niggas, whatever, no problem. So fast forward to last Saturday, another horny ass day. I worked in a coffee shop for hours to get a deadline done. And then that night I was just like, fuck, I really need a tune-up right now, and I'm talking about, that 15,000 mile, 30,000 mile tune-up, not that 3,000 to 5,000 mile where they just, I needed my spark plugs changed. I needed that fan belt, all that. I needed all that refreshed, that kind of, that major service kind of tune up. And I'm like, fuck, here we are again. And so, I'm cycling through the apps and, blah, blah. And I'm just like, fuck. So no luck. And like I said, I fell back off of him, so I'm like, I'm not even gonna do this. Like, if he wanted to come over by now, he would have been here. He's 0.6 away, nigga. That is less than a 10-minute walk. And I also consider the fact that, he looking for work and doing all this kind of shit, even though that's kind of bullshit, though. Niggas will stop everything to fuck, but I digress. So I was like, I'm not hitting him up. I'm not, I'm just going to let it be, let it be. Rock. I went to bed horny that night, woke up at like 1 a.m. and I was like, shit. It was like taking over me. Like, it was just, I was dizzy. I was so goddamn horny. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to go ahead and bust a nut. So I pull up a little bit of porn and I handle it myself, As soon as I fucking nut, why the fuck does my phone go off? And who is it? This nigga. And he sends me a little emoji of like the eyes or some shit. I'm like, can he see me? Like, what the fuck? And I was irritated by the timing. I was like, this nigga would fucking hit me up right after I bust a nut. Like, nope. So I paid it. I went to bed. I cleaned myself up, went to sleep. And the next morning at like 8, I hit him with the, I was asleep, was good. I was just like, it was one of my own personal little moments of just like, nah, I'm not doing this right now because, you had all day. And once again, I got in my own mind and said to myself, why is he hitting me up at like 2 a.m. trying to fuck? I was like, so let me guess. It's homecoming weekend, because it was homecoming weekend, and you went out. You probably saw all these niggas here and was like, okay, I'm gonna bag one of them. And it didn't work out for you. You probably were hungry and horny after the club, and you thought to yourself, oh shit, let me hit up Kevin. And that's how it works in my mind. So I'm like, yeah, nah, fuck that. I'm not about to be your last minute. It needs to be like a direct kind of thing. Nope, sorry. So anyway, next morning I hit him back with the, I was asleep, was good, whatever. Let it be. Went to go hang out with my friend Dwayne and Mike, and we're chilling in Midtown. He texts me back. And he's like, hey, what's good? What's good with you? I'm like, oh, chilling with my friends in Midtown. He's like, oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. I'm like, what's good with you? He was like, oh, just getting up. He was like, but hey, I had, there was a favor I had to ask of you, and I've been thinking about it for the last few days. I'm like, to myself, like, what the fuck? Like, we're not even in favor asking territory, nigga. Like, what? Like, what? Something to myself, I'm like, what favor could this nigga possibly be asking of me? So, mind you, we only fucked twice, okay? And he curved me the last time, so whatever. So, I'm like, okay, humor me. I'm like, what's that? He was like, so, I got this interview this week or whatever, and I really need a haircut and some gas money. You think you can help out with that? Excuse me? What? Wait, come again? Huh? What? Like, what, nigga? It took me a second. I was like, okay. So I obviously told him hell no. I was like, I'm not in a position to do that right now. And the audacity, though, like, nigga, you've been curving me. I can't even get the dick on demand. And I'm not saying you got to be a sex worker, but it will be a lot easier to spot you that $20, $40 if I was getting my back broken. You know what I mean? If you was here tearing it down, it would be a lot easier for me to go to my wallet and be like, you know what? Go ahead and, get that line up. Go ahead and put a couple gallons in your tank. You can even use my Kroger fuel points. Get that 10 cents off the gallon. I've been doing a lot of shopping this month. But nah, you wasn't even doing that. You've been curving the fuck out of me, and you live 0.6 away, and now you have the motherfucking audacity to hit me up and ask me for some goddamn money? Nah, I ain't gonna be able to do it. Like I said 2 weeks ago, I'm selfish as fuck, and I'm not about to come up out of my resources, and I'm not getting it out of the deal. Once again, I'm not saying he gotta be a prostitute for me. No, not at all. I'm all about helping people out, but nigga, nah, fuck that. And to top it off, nigga, I'm still fucking horny. So you didn't even play your fucking cards right. It'd be one thing, like I said, if you would listen, you could have been over. We could have been smashing the whole time, getting it in. You could have wore my ass out, and I probably would have been like, you know what? Go ahead and get that 20. Get it. You good. Don't even worry about it. I'm good for it. You good. Do it. No. But no, you want to hit me up while I'm still horny and I ain't got none and it's been a few weeks. Nah, no, I can't do it. And I'm really mad at the just the gall. What in tarnation? Really? You really just hit me for cash? Nope, I'm good. Find somebody else to do that. Nigga, there's a whole section on Craigslist for niggas like you who are looking for money. Look for you a generous daddy. Find them. Go work it out. It's not gonna work over here. But I was just like, this nigga really just hit me for cash? And I'm still horny? Ah, man, nope. I'm sorry, can't do it. So obviously, I ain't talked to that nigga since. Not on my accord. I just said I couldn't do it, and that was just that, you know. And I don't know if that embarrassed him or I don't know. I don't really care, but it's just so sad because the dick was so good. It was really good dick, y'all. Like, and like I said, there's no shortage of it. But when you have the chemistry too, and we had a sexual chemistry that was real dope, and it was just. Fuck, man. But I'm not trying to pay to play right now. I'm not in it. But I just couldn't believe that nigga. I was like, you really just that's what we doing? And we still ain't fucked? And you nah. These niggas, man, I just can't. Nope. I'm over it. But whatever. Moving on. I had to tell you guys that story because it just I was perplexed by it because these niggas, man, and I think that's just going to be the theme. That's just going to be the theme of this show. It's just the audacity of these niggas. So let's just move on to some more nigga shit. So earlier this week, Christina, the infamous best friend, she's going to be on the show. Like, she's going to be on the show. I don't know when, but it needs to, like, happen because I need y'all to know that she's actually a real person. But she sent me this Facebook post. I don't know particularly where it is from, to be honest with you, but it was a scenario of this woman who was not even dating this man, but she met this man, I guess, overseas, or she just met him elsewhere. They live in different states. So they were trying to get to know each other from a distance. And so she posted this and she said on her page, this is someone I don't know, but on her as a status on Facebook, she said, "Ladies and gentlemen, question. So you've been conversing with someone online for a little bit, with an occasional FaceTime here and there. He states he'll come visit, but since he's paying for the flight, you'd be responsible for his hotel if he can't stay with you, and for any other expenses, food and entertainment once he's there. Is this fair, or should the young lady say thanks, but no thanks?" Okay? And then she also posted part of the text message or his response to when I guess he asked her, like, "Hey, I'm gonna fly out there. You cool with that?" And I guess after she said, "Oh, okay, that's fine," he then hit her with this. And this is the message that she put as her receipt. It said, "Where am I staying? Okay, I think I better also say that I have a rule. If I'm coming to your city and since I'm taking care of the air at a higher cost, to be fair, you as my partner take care of us while I'm there. I'm not really too picky and home cooked meals work fine for me, mostly because I hardly get them anyway. But things like a movie, going out to eat, or if you want me to stay separately from you at a hotel, hopefully not, would be on you. Is that too much to ask?" The audacity of these niggas. Okay. Can we dissect this a little bit? First of all, this is entitled as fuck. Entitled as fuck. I want to start off by saying, I see where he's coming from, but it's bullshit. Like, your well-being and your housing when you travel somewhere is on you. It's not on somebody. You should never travel somewhere and expect somebody to somehow comp you because you decided that you wanted to visit them. You know what I mean? For example, if I go to LA, if I go if I go anywhere, I never say to myself, okay, well, I'm buying my ticket, but my family gonna have to cook for me. They gonna have to let me stay with them. No, I always think to myself, I have to also budget for a hotel stay, and it's no one else's responsibility. I don't even give a fuck if I'm going to see somebody that I am fucking or dating. Like, I still know that I have to cover myself. Now, what stands out to me with this scenario, from the information that I have, we don't always get the full story. With the information that I have, they haven't really met. They've only talked online and FaceTime. And this nigga's talking about, I have a rule. You as my partner have to take care of us. It don't sound like she your partner, my nigga. It sounds like you on some self-serving shit. Like, where'd you get this ambiguous ass, entitled, fucking self-serving rule that you need to be catered to just because you bought a fucking plane ticket? And what if you got that shit on Southwest? The ticket's only $59 right now. So who are you to equate that with being the higher fare? You know what I mean? Groceries cost, my nigga. Effort in cooking food costs. This electricity, this cable bill, nigga. This shit costs. So who do you say that you paid the higher fare and that I'm supposed to cook and clean and do all this shit, and we go to the movies and we go fucking go-karting, the poetry spot, I'm supposed to cover all that? That's some entitled ass shit. And I would be like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. It's what? I have a rule. If I'm coming to your city, and since I'm taking care of the air at a higher cost, to be fair, you as my partner take care of us while I'm there. Nah, nigga. Nah. No. Not in no world. And here's the thing. Christina helped me not assume, though, because I was going with the, oh, nigga, if you can't afford to take care of yourself, don't come. Just don't go. And she was like, well, let's not assume he doesn't have it. He probably does have it, but he feels like this is evening the playing field. Okay, fair enough. I'll take that. But it's still kind of bullshit to be like, oh, it's your responsibility to take care of us while we're there. Now, here's the thing. I'd do some shit like that. I mean, if I were in the woman's place and someone was coming to visit me, I'd probably be like, you know what, you can stay with me because I'm thinking we gonna be fucking. So I need the dick local. We've been through this. So of course you can stay with me. But that's me. And I'd probably would pay for some things here and there, but don't fucking tell me that's my responsibility because you're visiting me. You feel me? Let me give out of the kindness of my heart, whatever the fuck that means, and do it on my own accord versus you saying, oh no, I expect you to do all this while I'm here. Home cooked meals, my nigga? Home cooked meals? I don't even eat meat. So I guess you don't get lentils all week, my nigga. What? So there's that. But don't tell someone they have to do it. You know what I mean? That doesn't make any, nah, fuck that. You need to cover yourself. Now, if she does it on her own, that's dope. But she's not even you guys have only FaceTime. You guys haven't actually met. Not to mention, there's a safety concern here too. So if she doesn't want you to stay with her and you have to get a hotel, you want her to pay for your hotel? That's trash. And so in the thread, of course, there's men there well, why couldn't he stay with her? That's stupid. But y'all know damn well if something went wrong and she got raped or something happened, they'd be like, why you let that nigga stay with you? You know what I mean? There's safety concerns here, but I don't know. This didn't sit well with me. It comes across really, really entitled, but I would love to hear what you guys think of this. Please leave your comments on SoundCloud. Hit me up on Twitter as you listen to it. You can put it on the Facebook page. Let me know what you think of this. Do you feel like if you visit someone who you're not in a relationship with, that they should cover the cost of all the stuff that you do, all the hospitality, the overhead, everything, just because you bought a plane ticket? Let me know your thoughts. Maybe you can give me another perspective. I'm not completely tone deaf to it. I just feel like that's a lot to ask when you're just meeting somebody. In a relationship, it's a different story, I think. If you're dating long term, but that's different. I mean, I feel like if I had a nigga that lived far away, of course you'll come stay with me. Of course there'll be meals and shit. Of course I'd be doing more because I appreciate you being there. But you just visiting me and me not asking you to, and you just saying, oh, I'm gonna come visit you, but when I get there though, I expect you to pay for everything. And this, honestly, and before we even go there, I think this applies to both men and women. If they were swapped, I would say the same thing. I don't think a woman should be like, oh, well, I'm paying for this plane ticket, but I expect you to pay for everything. Because I know it's a lot easier to switch it and be like, well, the women would expect the man to do everything. But that's society, you know, whatever. I think people just need to pay their own way. Can we all pay our own goddamn way? That's all I'm saying. It's just entitled to expect it. Let people do things on their own fucking accord. But that's that. Let me know what you think. And yeah, we can talk further about it. And then, yeah, moving on. Another story, the audacity of these niggas. So another Facebook chronicle that Christina sent me. We do this all day. It's just we all day. Like we discuss these things and it's hilarious. Another chick posted. I need to figure out who the fuck Christina following because her shit is lit. Like I was like, who are you following? I need to get on this. So this girl posted this on her Facebook. She said, so you just started talking to a guy and you're getting food. So you ask him if he wants some. He says no, but his mom does. And she's like, am I wrong for this? And she posts the text messages. Okay. So he's like, oh, can you get my mom some food? She's like, oh, no problem. So she got his mother some food or whatever. And she hit him back and said, okay, your mom's food is $16. And he was just all like, he's like, what does that mean? You telling me I have to pay you to get food for my mother? And she was like, yeah, you do. And he hits her back and is like, yeah, you know what? I don't need it. I'll go get her shit myself because you bugging the fuck out. She's like, well, I already paid for it so you can have it. And he's like, nah, I'm good. And she's like, it's not about the money. It's about the principle. I offered you something as a nice gesture to you, not your mother. So why am I paying for your mother's food? And he's like, no, that's fucking crazy. He's like, I don't play when it comes to my mom. She's like, what? She's like, my nigga, you made me waste my money to get your mother food for what? Like, that's corny and real extra. He's like, I told you I'm good. She's like, I don't tolerate no disrespect towards my moms. Okay. The audacity of these niggas. Nigga, what? I offered you food. I didn't offer your mom food. And once again, from the details I have, it doesn't seem like she knows his mother. It seems like she knows him. So it'd be one thing. It was like, oh, tell Miss Cheryl I'm coming over. I'm bringing her fried chicken or whatever. You know, I'll be over there. I got it. You know, I met her. But if I'm just dealing with you and I've never met your mom and you're like, oh yeah, bring my mom some food, and then you don't want to pay me for it, I don't know. It's just weird. Like, people have this thing where they feel like, how do I put this? Like, nigga, your family is your family. And you have a right to be loyal to your family. I rock with that. But don't expect me to have that same kind of feeling, because guess what? Yo mama didn't raise me, my nigga. That's yo mama. But I offered you food as a gesture where you're like, oh no, but bring, you know, go ahead and, you know, bring my mom some food though. The fuck? Like, okay, pay me for that then. And then on top of that, I bought this shit and now you're mad at me for asking for my money for it? And it ain't even for you? Like, whatever. So anyway, the thread in there was, one girl was like, well, she offered, so what's the problem? And it was like, no, she didn't offer to bring his mom food. She offered to bring him food. And then someone's all like, that's foul though. Like, that's his mama though. And you want to keep this man. So I would make the most. And what she say, this girl had me die. She was like, oh, you want to keep this man. I will make the most amazing dish and break out the good Tupperware for his mama. It's a test. She was like, nah, you don't volunteer someone else's money. Exactly. You don't volunteer someone else's fucking money. Like, it doesn't work that way. And so this other girl was going back and forth. She was like, well, I'm still friends with all, like, my ex's mother, so I guess it's a testament to that. She was like, but girl, like, you not with the nigga no more, so I don't understand the benefit. That shit cracked me the fuck up. But like, I don't know. Like, I need more information. I need way more information. If I knew someone, like, I'm putting myself in the shoes here. If I knew, and I'll put myself in both shoes to be fair. Let's start with me being, I'll be the guy first. All right. Someone offers me food. They're like, hey, can you bring me, or we want something to eat? I'd be like, oh no, I'm good. I would never be like, oh, can you bring some food for my cousin or my mom or it wouldn't even cross my mind because you didn't offer them shit. And it sounds like this nigga was just being lazy and he didn't want to go get it. So yeah, you could actually go ahead and do that for my mom. You don't transfer favors, if that makes sense. Like, I would have been like, oh no, I'm good. And that would have been it. Like, real talk. Like, I would not be like, oh yeah, get it for my mom. Or I'd be like, but hey, can you grab it for my mom and then I'll give you the money when you get here? That's what I would have done. That's what the fuck I would have done. Because guess what? My mom is not your fucking responsibility. It's just not. All right. Put myself in the woman's position. All right. So I want to see this nigga. I'm adding my own details here. I want to see this nigga, and I ain't heard from him all day. So let me bring this nigga some food. Hey, what's good? You know, I'm at JJ's Buffalo. You know, you want something? You know, he's like, oh yeah, no, I'm good. But you bring my mom something. I'd be like, that's awkward. Okay. You paying me, right? Because I literally was like, well, the offer's for you, but I'll pick it up, but I'll need you to pay me. I wouldn't have got it first. I would have been like, well, I'm offering you. It's not really for your mom. No disrespect to your mom, but it's for you. So are you going to comp me for that? I mean, that's me being real, but maybe I'm thinking with a nigga's mind. I don't know. But anyway, and don't let me buy this food and you want to pay me. That would have just been a man down. Like, I don't know. I feel like there are some gray areas because it is the nigga's mom, but you just don't do that. You don't volunteer my money for somebody else's shit. Like, I'm not trying to disrespect your mom. That's the thing about it. And he took it as disrespect. No, nigga, that's your mama. Like, I'm just saying, like, and the thing about it is she bought the food. That's the thing. She still bought it, but you're mad that you have to give her money for it. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Please let me know your thoughts, because I'm struggling with this one. I really am, because it's, once again, the audacity of these niggas. Like, what's happening right now? Like, I don't get it. Moving on. So quickly, Gabrielle Union is on a little promo tour for her book that's coming out, and I love her candor. I mean, she's in her 40s, and I love that she is just keeping it real. And so she made a comment about, you know, masturbation at like 5 years old. She also talked about, you know, saying like, you know, if I'm gonna suck some dick, I need you to eat some pussy, you know, and also as for added value, go ahead and eat the ass too. And I guess people are making a fuss about it. I don't know. You know, my eyes are typically only in the gay community, and ass eating is kind of a part of the deal. So I didn't realize that it was a bunch of drama, but I have seen some of my straight friends, you know, comment, be like, oh, what's the big deal? You know, blah, blah. Cause you know, they keep their ears to the straight street. I don't, you know, there's nothing there for me. So apparently there's been a whole bunch of uproar about this. And it comes down to this. What is the big fucking deal about ass eating? Like, y'all are killing me. I get it. Oh my God, shit comes out of there. Oh, but guess what? Let me teach y'all something. I didn't know y'all, you know, quick little lesson. So you guys, when you get in that, you know, that small box where water comes out of multiple, you know, pipes, it's called a bathroom. You hop in the shower. You know, turn it on. Did you know that same towel that you wash everything else with can wash your ass too? It's cleanable. Did you know that? Like, you can wash it. It like, Shit comes off of it, when there's ways of cleaning it. Niggas ain't out here just eating dirty ass. Like, you wash it. There's ways about going about that. So, what you do is, you get your washcloth, you can soap it up real good, and you just reach that hand around and you just get that hole real good. And if you're real fancy, you stick a little finger in there, go a little deeper. Now, for my advanced users, if you're going to do a little bit more than ass eating, or your nigga or your girl got a long tongue, we're going to advance a little bit. If you go to CVS, Kroger, Walmart, Big Lots, almost anywhere. Go to that good old pharmacy section where the medicine is, and then go to laxatives. Typically on that lower row, you'll see a couple boxes. They'll say fleet. And I'm not talking about the construction fleet, the thing where they move all the stuff, import. No, not that kind of fleet. Different kind of fleet. Okay? It's typically 2 little bottles. It's about $1.99 depending on where you go. You get 2 bottles of it or whatever. That is called an enema. Sometimes when people, are getting like surgeries and things like that, and, rectal exams, the doctor will say, I need you to go ahead and, get an enema to make sure you're nice and cleaned out for surgery, because they don't want no shitty problems, But it also can be used to clean out your ass. Because guess what? The shit is removable. Okay, so what you do is you buy that $1.99 real cheap, and if you're embarrassed, go to self-checkout, girl. Go to self-checkout. It's no problem. You got this. All right, so you get there, go ahead and you're gonna get on your knees. I typically like to do it, in my bathroom, on my knees on my rug, and I lean forward, almost like doggy style, but then you're gonna be on your stomach, and then one leg, particularly your right leg, will be kind of up towards your rib cage. It almost looks like a sex position anyway. It's what you're going to be doing anyway. So, you might as well practice. And then you go ahead and just remove the little removable top. And then the thing kind of has a little bit of like lube on it. So it slides right in, right? Slide that in, squeeze the tube. I would recommend taking the salt water out. It's a saline solution. I would recommend taking that out because it will dry you, and just filling it with warm water. But if you really, you kind of got some, maybe you got some digestive issues, keep the saline in there, but just don't use too much. But anyway, figure that out on your own. Squeeze that in there, and then you hold it. You're just going to feel like you got to take a shit, because that's essentially what it's making you do. You hold it till you can't hold it no more. I like to do a handstand, just to kind of get the lower, I want to get all the intestines and the top region, I like to do a little handstand, maybe a little twerk, I want to make sure it's moving all around. I usually walk around my place a little bit. I try to go for about 2 to 5 minutes, just really to make sure it's really doing what it's needing to do. Because you don't want to be there all day just going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. You want to kind of get it, and, trade might be on the way, So, then when you can't take it no more, go sit on the toilet and do what comes naturally. Let it come out. And then when that water is clear, that's how you know you're good to go. And guess what? That's a clean ass. It's a clean ass. It is ready for eating and beating. That's how that works. And I know straight people, y'all are behind the curve. We got some years on y'all, but we not fucking through shit like that. We not eating shit. Like, it's cleanable. It's cleanable. Like, real clean. You never know that shit was ever there. You never know. You never know. So I'm just saying, we got to get, like, niggas out here eating ass. It's not a big deal, like, at all. It's kind of a requirement, to be honest with you. In my earlier story, I told you, like, he wanted cake. It was his birthday. I said, who am I? Who are me to deny you birthday cake? And I was ready because I prepared. And you prepare for things like that. Get over it. Get your ass ate. It's beautiful. It's a wonderful feeling. It's a wonderful feeling. I know the men are still trying to figure out their positions, the straight men, because they don't want to feel like they're being, feminine. They don't want to put their legs up. But figure it out. Figure it out. I don't know. Maybe you can do a nice little standing position, just kind of lean forward a little bit, not full doggy, but just kind of like how you at a urinal. Maybe like that. You standing upright, but you got your hand up, like you pissing. And then, your lady can come behind you and just, spread the cheeks just a little bit, not too much to offend you. And just a little bit. It's cool, but make sure that ass is clean. Having a clean ass is not feminine. Wash your ass, niggas. Wash your ass. Okay? So, yeah. No, we gotta get over this. Tank say he like his ass ate. I think that's a beautiful thing. I would eat the fuck out of Tank's ass with no fucking problem. But he prefers women, and I'm gonna allow him to, to have, his desires met. But if I ever have the opportunity, I eat the fuck out of Tank's ass. This is not a big deal, y'all. It's just not. It's not a big deal. Okay? Moving on. Love and Hip Hop. I decided to catch up on that for some reason. Well, no, I'm not gonna say that. I enjoy a little bit of love and hip hop from time to time, but I've taken it in doses. I never watch it week by week. I usually watch like 3 or 4 episodes in one sitting, as I'm working and doing whatever. So I caught up on it. And Hollywood, to be exact, who the fuck isn't on that show? I feel like it's where auntie music goes to die. Nigga, they got fucking Brooke Valentine. They got Bridget Kelly, Lyrica Anderson. I said, listen, if Yummy Bingham and fucking Megan Rochelle appear, I'm just going to be done. And they provide great content. I mean, it's a great show. I mean, I feel like Brooke Valentine was being real basic over niggas, and that was kind of exhausting. But, I mean, hey, get your check. And they done added Little Mo to fucking Love and Hip Hop New York. I was just like, I mean, Mona Scott, she stays paid. I mean, she's pimping out these people's lives, but she's keeping a check. And I just had to comment on that because the shit is hilarious to me. I said, who the fuck's not on this show? Who's not? And at this point, why is it still called Love and Hip Hop? It needs to be Love and R&B because those are the only people who are really winning. I mean, if you think about the people who popped off from the show, K. Michelle and Lyrica and all these people tend to be more on the R&B side. And it tend to be the women. It's not even the hip hop artists. It's actually the women. Like Cardi B is like, I'm so proud of her. I'm so happy for Cardi B. And she was like, I'm leaving this shit. I don't know. It's a very interesting show. And also B2 Ray or Ray 2K. Funniest shit I've seen in quite some time. I would crack up if those 3 tried to recreate the group. Ray J, Little Fizz, and J Boog. J Boog is still fine as fuck, by the way. Still fine as fuck. It was a nice little throwback to being, 15 and 16 and just, yeah. B2K was lit. But I don't really know, about this reunion though, and it sucks that Omarion is against it because what the fuck else is he doing? Let's keep it real, Omarion, you're doing too much. You need this check just as much as they do. Stop playing. Get with the group, do it for the team, get it done. Bobby Brown was on Love and Hip Hop. Nigga, I don't know, Mona Scott's winning, but I just want to talk about that really quickly because it was hilarious to me. Back to the audacity of these niggas. So Gucci Mane and Keisha Kaur, which ironically spells her name the same way as Keisha Cole. And I thought that was just one of those unique ass spellings, but apparently other ghetto motherfuckers decided to spell their daughter's name that way. I was like, oh, okay. It looks like Kashaya, but whatever. So they got married. There was a big BET show. I did not watch, but I am here for Gucci Mane's come up though. I think he looks great. And I do love that, he's in love. What I don't need are these Hotepians and these basic ass niggas trying to once again self-serve themselves and say, oh, see, ladies, this is why you need to hold dudes down at their worst because look what you get in the end. First of all, not everybody's story is going to be like Gucci Mane and Keisha Kaur. You know what I mean? Yeah, she held him down while he was in jail. Yeah, she was with him when he looked crazy as fuck. Never in my life could you have told me that I would ever say that Gucci Mane looks good? Never. And I have been proven wrong. He looks great. His teeth are made of the finest white tears. And he's super fit. He might be vegan. I mean, she got him, out here eating plants and drinking water, alkaline water at that. He drinking Essentia and shit, a little Fiji. And it's an amazing transformation. I think that's great. That's wonderful that she loved him enough to hold him down while he was in jail and all that stuff. But I don't think that needs to be some kind of weird ass prophecy for other women. There's always this idea that women need to just hold down niggas just to hold them down. But if the shoe was on the other foot, it wouldn't go down, though. You don't ever hear stories of men being with women who are, I won't say ugly, but not traditionally beautiful. I'll take a page out of Amber Rose's book. There are women, if they're not traditionally beautiful, you don't see men holding them down when they're, when they have hella kids, or if they're in jail or anything like that. It's never like that. It's just not. But women are expected to just be like, oh yeah, you're supposed to date a man for his potential. He may not be doing good then, but you're supposed to hold him up. But then guess what? When he come up, then you gonna come up. And we know that's not even fucking true. I mean, Kanye said it best. When he get on, he leave your ass for a white girl. That's not always the case. A lot of niggas will use women up while they're down, and then when they get up, they leave her because they be like, oh, well, you kind of beneath me now. I use all your resources to get through all this, but whatever. So I don't know. I just don't like that people are trying to use that as a example of what women need to do more of, because I feel like women are sacrificing enough anyway. There are plenty of women who are still sacrificing their everything for niggas who ain't shit, hoping that they'll one day become who Gucci Mane is now. And another thing I like to point out, Gucci Mane looks good and he appears to be doing right by Keisha, but that don't mean he is, though. This nigga is still a rapper. He still got hella money. He still is getting pussy thrown at him, I'm sure more than ever now, because the nigga looks good too and he has money. And he's more popular than ever right now. So I wouldn't let that image fool you either. This nigga probably still smashing bitches on the side. I'm just saying. Let's not let looks fool us. I don't know their lives, but I don't know. Let's stop making this a cautionary tale. Like, stop trying to find another reason to be self-serving and to put the onus on women to just do all this fucking sacrificing just so, you can get your come up later. Like, nah, fuck that. Nope. I saw a meme that was like, it was a picture of both of them from the past and the present. It was like, see, stop expecting the perfect package because, you ain't perfect yourself. But I was like, well, shit, in these pictures, Keisha and Kaora looks good in both pictures. Gucci's the one who looked fucked up at first and looks better now. So if anything, she's just maintaining her badness. So and I'm like, a nigga made this. I know a nigga made this. Like, I don't know. The audacity of these niggas. Fuck. No. Okay. Whatever. Tina Campbell. Oh, Tina Campbell. So, America's favorite Trump supporter posted a message on her Facebook yesterday, on her and Teddy's Facebook, because they're one, after him cheating on her with several women and her shooting his car up and threatening divorce and having tantrums every 5 minutes. She's found a way to profit off of it, which is smart. I'm not mad at it. I mean, use your tragedies and make comedy, girl. Like, get your coin. But recently, she stated that she was a Trump supporter and she voted for him because she felt like he was God's choice. What frustrates me the most about people who speak that way, because I know some people in real life who are just like her, and that's almost triggering, but I try not to get into it too much, is they really believe that they can vote for someone based off of certain issues. So because a man is against abortion and against gay marriage per se, that's typically what I've noticed with a lot of Christians, especially white Christians. they're conservative for few issues. It has nothing to do with poverty. It has nothing to do with anything else. All they care about are keeping immigrants out, keeping gays from getting married, and keeping women from choosing what to do with their own bodies. If you match those three, you're getting a vote from them. They don't care about shit else. You can burn the fucking country into the ground, but as long as you tell somebody else what they can do with their body and not let these gays be happy, they are gonna rock with you. And I feel like that is very much the case with Miss Tina Campbell. But she's stupid as fuck because she should have kept that shit to herself. I can't control who you vote for, girl, but you should have kept it to yourself. But anyway, so obviously she lost a lot of support. So she has this tour that was going on, the It's Still Personal tour with her husband, and it's not working out for her. So she posted this message on her Facebook with this crazy ass picture of her on the left looking like Bozo the Clown, but that's neither here nor there. It says, I'd like to say thank you to all you who have purchased tickets, the few of you, for the It's Still Personal tour. Our hope is that all who have attended have been thoroughly blessed. Amen. Hallelujah. Thank you. Hey. We are grateful for those who were planning to attend, all three of you. But our overall ticket sales haven't shown that we have the support that we need to continue the tour at this time. And I blame the devil. It's the devil. He is trying to block my blessings. This is all off the record. She didn't say this, but I'm fucking around. But it doesn't appear that we have the support that we need to continue the tour at this time. We're convinced that many more will love the opportunity to attend this praise-filled, faith-filled, entertaining worship experience. So we have decided, to give ourselves time to reach all of those people and bring the amazing tour back in the spring of 2018. We hope to see you then. Tina Campbell and the G Tree creative staff. Girl, if you don't get your ass out of here with that bullshit, no, people ain't fucking with you. By you voting for Trump and then trying to excuse yourself for it, bitch. You're supporting racism. You're supporting sexism. You're supporting a lot of shit. Police brutality. People ain't fucking with you, girl. Your sister ain't really fucking with you. I ain't seen y'all in a picture in a minute. You and Chrisette Michelle need to go have a seat. Well, Chrisette's been having her seat. She's been sitting there for a while. She about to get ass sore. She been sitting for a while. But it's your turn, girl. Like, nah. People don't care anymore. They barely cared about you, Tina. Erica's the more popular one. I hate to do that to you, girl. But your personality's trash. You're stubborn as fuck. And it's biting you in the ass now, girl. Mary is probably the only thing that's going to save you now. And people ain't going to fuck with that for a while. You got to sit down for a while. You can't bring that back until fucking spring of 2022. So, sit down, girl. Don't blame the devil. Don't blame exposure. Blame yourself, girl. This is on you. And I hate that we live in a culture that cancels people. It sucks because we'll love somebody 1 minute and then dislike them the next. But girl, you kind of deserve this one. You kind of do. You do. Because y'all keep letting religion play y'all. Y'all keep being hateful as fuck for a God you've never motherfucking seen. A Jesus you've never fucking touched. A white Jesus at that. You can go to these motherfuckers' houses and they have all these goddamn black ass angels every fucking where, but a white Jesus on the wall. And you choose that over everything else. And I get it. It's cognitive dissonance. I get it. That's how you were raised. A lot of us, it was beaten into. I'm grateful I didn't have parents who did that to me. I was never beat for religion. So I get it. A lot of y'all have syndromes, you know what I mean? Where it's just like, this is what I know. This is how I was raised. This is what I believe. But if it causes you to be hateful, fuck you. And that's just how I feel. You're being hateful, Tina. As fuck. You're supporting a man who is burning this country to the ground. Nah. Sit down. Sit this one out. Have a seat. Figure out what you're going to do. I mean, have sex with your man, have about 4 more kids. I mean, do what you got to do. But you're going to be sitting on royalty checks for a while because we're not feeling your new stuff right now. It's just not going to work out because you chose to be ignorant over what's actually the only right thing to do, especially as a black woman. So I don't really give a fuck. I mean, whatever. But nah, sit this out. Don't blame nobody. Blame yourself. You should have kept your mouth shut. And then you just kept having to defend yourself. You should have just stayed quiet. You never should have said anything. Nothing. Stay quiet about it. And that's just that. I mean, Erica ain't said shit about who she voted for or nothing. She's been quiet. How does she know this? Y'all sisters. Hell yeah, like I don't get like how you just put your foot in your mouth and how you've gotten this fucking stubborn and full of yourself that you feel like you can do all of this and then blindly act like it's because, you haven't had enough time to promote. No, people aren't fucking with you, girl. That's it. They're just not fucking with you, Whatever. Moving on. Quickly, just a quick little I feel like every week I'm saying somebody else died and it makes me sad, yo. But Robert Gillum, formerly known as Rafiki on Lion King, and Benson, and he was on Lean on Me. Like, everyone knows his face, you know what I mean? Like, prominent legend. He passed away. He was struggling with prostate cancer, from what I read. He died at 89. Nice long ass life, by the way. But yeah, another legend lost. And it's just, if this doesn't do anything else, it shows you how much time flies by. When we start losing our legends and when we start losing people that have been prominent parts of our lives, it just shows you how fast the time is moving. Lately, all I've been feeling is getting older. And it seems like time is just moving faster and faster and faster and faster. Like, I have great nephews and nieces now, and they're getting older, and like, everyone's just growing. And I'm like, damn, I am too. And this is why I live my best life. Live your best life. Don't hold grudges. Don't, unless it's Tina Campbell, hold that grudge. Fuck her. Don't hold grudges. Forgive. Tell people how you really feel. Go after that dream. Do what you want to do. Say what you want to say. Be very powerful in what you do. Be creative. Do all the stuff you want to do, because time is not on our side at all. And it's very apparent. It's very apparent. So do what you need to do. Like, enjoy yourself. Do something every day to enjoy yourself. No matter what it is, do something. So condolences and positive vibes to his family. May he rest on. And, that's that. Going down my list. I don't really have much to say about the Harvey Weinstein situation, because it's Hollywood has a lot of that. And it's because we live in a society, in a world, honestly, the world is big on rape culture. I don't think there's any region of this world that doesn't have a heavy rape culture, where we just don't value sexual abuse as a bad thing. We always think of it as just like we look at sexual abuse like this huge gray area, when it's really not a gray area. It's very black and white, you know what I mean? And between that and then, the Bill Cosbys and the R. Kellys of the world, that's another one. There was an article in Rolling Stone with, I think her name is Kit Jones, a former girlfriend of R. Kelly. and she gave details of her relationship with him, and it was a great read. If you check it out, it came out this week. It's in Rolling Stone. It's really, really good. It's very detailed, and it just solidifies what everyone else is saying about him. You know what I mean? We know this man is like a menace at this point, you know, but no one cares because he's famous. But Hollywood's filled with that. The world is filled with that, and it's sad because there's so many people who are victims of sexual assault and abuse, you know, and there's things like, it's sad. And speaking of that, Sensei Raven Dayu, I always try to say the name because I always struggle with it. On the Healing Space this week, he interviews several sexual abuse victims, and they all told their stories, and it's just the fact that he was able to find so many in such a short period of time lets you know that this is a huge thing that we just keep ignoring and not taking care of. And listening to it was very, it was hard, but it was very good to hear people tell their stories. I think it's important that people aren't ashamed. You know, like even with the Me Too movement, you gotta tell people your stories, let them know that they're not alone. And also bring awareness to, like, we need to fix how we handle people being taken advantage of and hurt. And yeah, so if you check out the Healing Space this week, it's a really great episode. It's all about sexual assault, and another and never to even take the story away from women. I would never do that. I feel like women get it the worst sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, fuck. But even sexual assault of men, and I've had a couple situations where consent wasn't there and shit got very rapey, and I had to deal with that shit, you know what I mean? And I'm not gonna make it dramatic because I've made my peace with it, because luckily I made it out alive. You know what I mean? It was mostly consent based. It wasn't like, and that's the thing. We look at sexual assault and rape very stringently. Some people imagine it as walking down the street, a white truck comes up or a white van, you get pulled in the van, they rape you and throw you out on the road. That's how people look at sexual assault. They don't realize that it could be your family members, it could be your husband, it could be your wife, it could be in-house. A lot of sexual assault happens in-house, and we protect the assailants rather than protecting the victims most times, you know? And that sucks. In my case, it wasn't anybody that I knew, and I'm grateful that it wasn't anybody that I knew like that. The first time that things got a little out of hand, I want to say 19. I was definitely 19. So I met this guy, and I want to make it very plain. I did meet up with him to have sex. That was the intention, but we need to further discuss how consent works. My intention was to go over there and have sex with him, because it is what it is. He was an older guy, especially much older than he appeared to be when we met. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. So we linked up. I remember it took me forever to get to his place. We got there. And then when I got there, I kind of wasn't feeling it anymore. I was like, I'm not really into this anymore. So then I'm like, yeah, no, I'm probably just gonna go, because I'm not feeling it. And then at that point, he was very forceful, to say the least. Like, and it was uncomfortable for me because, once again, I'm 5'6". At the time, I was probably like 160, 165. Kind of close to what I am now. Shout out to my weight loss. Hey. But anyway, I was like 160, 165. He was like 6'2", like 225. Like, there was a power difference there. And I think we have this idea that men can't be taken advantage of, or, you should just want it or some shit. I don't know. But I'm also a bottom, so it works a little different. Anyway, so he was just being very, very forceful. And I'm just like, yeah, I was uncomfortable. I'm like, this isn't working out. So, he's like kissing me and grabbing me and trying to take off my pants and like trying to make me touch his dick and blah, blah. And I'm just like, ugh, I'm not feeling it. But then part of me inside feels guilty because I'm like, okay, I'm wasting his time. So should I just go along with it? And I'm like, ugh, and I just don't want to. But I'm still kind of playing on with it, thinking to myself, okay, I'm probably gonna end up having sex with him, and I don't want to, but I feel bad. This is my 19-year-old mind. Please don't project your strength and your logic onto my 19-year-old mind. Like, there's so many things I would have done differently if I could go back and do them, but can't. So part of me felt guilty for being there and wasting his time, and there was that whole thing. So he was just super like I said, forceful and shit. But where things got rapey, because until then, I'm still not thinking like, okay, this man is going to rape me. I'm not thinking that. I'm still kind of like in this weird space of like, I really don't want to do this, but I'm probably going to. I don't know. It was a weird headspace because I didn't want to, but I couldn't. I didn't have the strength to be like, so I want to just go. I mean, I would do that now, but then I just didn't have it in me to do that. So it was weird. So I was like, maybe we can just do like oral or something. I don't know. It was weird. Once again, weird. And it got to a point where he's like kissing me and he's like, trying to have sex with me or whatever. And he gets my pants off and, we're just kind of, we're playing, we're just doing, back and forth. And like I said, he's getting really, really fucking forceful. So it gets to a point where he's trying to like penetrate me and he doesn't have a condom. I'm like, oh, and I'm like, stop. I'm like, no, I was like, where's the condom? We need a condom, whatever. He was like, oh no, I'm good. Like, you good? Like, do I need to? I'm like, no, I don't give a fuck about if you're good or not. And this is where I am. I'm like, we need to use a fucking condom. And he's just like, nah, man, stop tripping or whatever. And then at this point, we start fucking wrestling because at this point, I'm like, you're not fucking me without a condom. So I'm literally trying to fucking wrestle this dude. And at this point, he literally pins me down on my stomach and he shoves his dry ass, maybe a little saliva's on it, I don't know. He shoves his dick in me. And he fucking rapes me with no condom on. At that point, it was rape. And I know, like I said before, I went there with the intention of having sex. I want to make that clear. But what you guys don't understand is how consent works. At any point, I can say no. Even if you're in me, I can be like, no, stop. So he fucks me super fast without a condom. Thank God he pulled out before he came. He did pull out and he came on me. But yeah, he raped me. That was rape. And I know that's a hard concept for people to grasp because I went there with the intention to have sex. So what the fuck is the problem? But I have a right to say, no, you can't enter me anymore. No, you need to use a condom. So at that time, after that happened, I became a terrible hypochondriac because I was super into religion at the time. I told you guys about the conversion therapy and all that shit. So I was like, okay, so this is the story I'm going to tell people of how I got HIV. And this is what I thought at the time. I was like, oh my God, this is it. This is the devil. I just got caught up. I'm going to get HIV. There's going to be this whole thing. So for months, I agonized over it. I told like one person at the time. And I was just agonizing over just being positive. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be positive. And I'm always going to have to remember that, And so after maybe like 3-4 months, I finally got tested and I was negative. You know what I mean? And then the doctor told me I was in the clear because of the time that had passed between the situation and, what happened. He's like, yeah, you're probably good. Like, it's been months since it happened. So you're good. And I was grateful. And that's how I was able to move forward because I know that if I would have seroconverted from that experience, that probably would have made me a different person. But that was certainly rape, though. And because I'm male, because I went there with the intention of having sex, it becomes this, well, your fast ass shouldn't have been there. Oh, well, you got fucked. What's the problem? But that's not how consent works. Anybody can say no at any point and you must stop. Like, I literally got like pinned down and fucked with no condom and no lube, prison style. That's rape. No matter my intentions. So that was one case. Another case, and mind you, there was no alcohol on my part. I don't know if he was drunk. I don't remember. But I was 19. There was no drugs or alcohol. I was fully sober. You know, that was that situation. Just, you know, that was that. Then there was another case where there was this guy who turned out to be a sociopath, but he was in a relationship. So I was chilling with him and his boyfriend. And this was a few years later. This was like, I want to say I was like 22. Yeah, about 22 maybe. So we're chilling. This time there was some drinking and some smoking. I mean, it was California, you know, we're smoking weed and shit like that. I think he was doing like cocaine, by the way. Like, he kept leaving and coming back kind of crazy as fuck. I don't know, but it was weird. So it was me, him, and his boyfriend. And we were just chilling. I think it was 420, to be honest with you. I believe it was 420. And we're just smoking, drinking, you know, having a good time or whatever. And then as the night goes by, everyone's getting a little bit more inebriated and kind of, you know, out of it. And he's like super like energetic. That's why I'm like, I'm pretty sure he was doing cocaine or something. Because he was just like super like 20 Red Bulls. Meanwhile, me and his boyfriend are just chilling or whatever, you know, like, you know, whatever. And so it got to a point where he's just like, you know, Kevin, I really want to fuck you and this, that, and the other. And like, we should have a threesome. And I'm just like, I'm good. Cause I wasn't feeling him like that. Like, I just like, he was cool. It seemed for a while, it seemed like he was cool. And like, we were both Pisces. So we're kind of like, you know, we vibed up like, oh, we're both Pisces, you know, whatever. You know, we were chilling. And I mean, you know, it was, you know, we're hanging out. They want to have sex with you, blah, blah, you know, my boyfriend's cool with it. You know, maybe we all three can. I'm like, no, I'm good. And so at that point, he starts getting really, really like touchy feely. You know, I'm high and a little tipsy. But I'm definitely kind of like in a mode where I'm like, I'm not able to like really drive or, you know, be out in the streets like that. And it's like, it has to be like 12:30 a.m. or 1 a.m. It's really, really late, like really late. And so he's like grabbing me and shit like that. He's like, come on, like, let's fuck, or whatever. You know, he pulls out his dick and like, you know, you want this? I'm like, no, I don't. Like, I'm good. And I notice his boyfriend is looking at me with like these apologetic ass eyes. Like, he's just looking at me like, I know he's really crazy right now. Kind of like, I'm sorry, I deal with this all the time. But he's looking at me with this face of like, yeah, he's a lot right now. And, you know, I'm sorry you have to deal with this. Kind of, you know, like it's this awkward thing. And so he goes like pulling on my shorts and shit, and you know, and just really just like trying like once again wrestling, and I'm like, dude, like stop, like fucking stop, what the hell? And like once again, super fucking forceful, and his boyfriend's just sitting there just watching, like kind of like being like, just stop, if he doesn't want to do it, stop, like stop what you're doing, you know? But he's still kind of just there, and I'm just like, oh my god. So I'm going back and forth with him. Now, this guy didn't have much dick at all, so this story is a little bit different. He's very like, he was actually very small, like index finger small, like real talk. It wasn't much. So he actually was able to get in me and pump like 2 times before I was able to kick him off of me. And at that point, I threw on my clothes and hit it. And like, I was fucking drunk in my car and high. And I was just like, fuck, I was thinking to myself, I don't want to get a fucking DUI. And I was like, maybe I can just sleep in the car for a second, but I also didn't want to be in front of their house. And so, I mean, I'm here to tell the story today. I'm pretty sure I just ended up going home. And I remember telling him, because I didn't talk to him for a minute, and then he finally got me, like maybe a month ago. He's like, what's up? I was like, dude, you do realize that you like legit tried to rape me, right? Like you like, that's rape. He's like, man, like, no, it wasn't even that. We were all having a good time. And we were all drunk. We like, you knew what was up. Don't say it like that. That makes me feel weird. I'm not a rapist, man. I'm just like, it was rape, dude. Like, it was forceful as fuck. And that's, I don't know. It's just, rape culture is just so popular. And I know there's people who like that aspect of sex. They like forceful shit. They like guys who pretend that they don't want it, even though they a lot of times don't want it. They like the girls are like, oh no, stop. That turns them on. But a lot of times when people are saying no, they really mean no. You know what I mean? So those were two occasions where things just got kind of like, I'm like, this is some forceful shit right now. And I've talked to people about it, and I typically don't hold a lot of animosity towards anybody. Like, it's not even a matter of like, I don't hate anybody. I don't do anything. Like I said, I feel like I'm blessed because I made it out in one piece. I didn't seroconvert. I didn't have any, really anything really come from it. And it wasn't super traumatic, but it's still a part of a movement of like, we really normalize rape, and we really have blurred the lines on where consent begins and ends. And I feel like it's not a hard concept. Like, you shouldn't fuck somebody who doesn't want to be fucked, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's that. Checking my list right now. I don't have anything else on my list, so whatever. The audacity of these niggas. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Please subscribe. Please tell your friends about it. Share it, comment, rate it on Apple Podcasts. We're now on TuneIn Radio as well. So if you need another platform to listen to it on, you can check it out on TuneIn. You can check it out on Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play Music, and KevinDwayne.com. I will talk to you all next week. Peace out.